Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed week. Mine's going really good. I have to record in the office this morning. There's just too much noise outside. I got the neighbor's dogs barking. We got garbage men coming to and fro. So we're in here. And I remember, it's kind of funny, the last time I had the camera set up at this angle, I had a guy come on, and this is what he said. He said, "I know that you're a false teacher because of all the crosses you have hanging on the wall back there." And I thought, really? And I said, you know what? All those crosses were made by little kids in various churches that I pastored over the years. So kind of reminds me, that in the end times, the scoffers are going to come out of the woodwork. Well, listen, I wanted to talk to you today about two people in the Bible. One Jesus helped and the other one he healed. And he gave them a warning. And that warning is what I want to talk about. The first one, of course, is the woman who was taken in adultery. And we're going to read John 8, 10, and 11. When Jesus had lifted up himself, he saw none but the woman. He said unto her, "Woman, where are those thine accusers? Has no man condemned thee?" And she said, "No man, Lord." He said, "Neither do I condemn thee." And then he said, "Go and sin no more." This woman almost died, and she was completely set up by the Pharisees. They knew that she was a prostitute, most likely, or she was just some woman that, obviously was sleeping around with various married men. And they knew it, they never did anything. And all of a sudden Jesus comes along, and so they try to set him up. And there's one other thing that I want to say about this, and that is, that the sin of adultery or fornication, that is the easiest way I know of, to pick up a demon. Because when you connect with someone like that, a demon can easily transfer over. But anyway, Jesus gave her the warning. He said, "Go and sin no more." And I got a feeling that's exactly what she did, because she could have died right then and there. The next one, Jesus not only gave a warning, but he also gave a consequence. And it's found in John 5:2. There was at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda. And this is where the naval hospital Bethesda takes its name. And John 5:5-8 says, "A certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. How would you like to have something wrong with you for 38 years? That's a long time. And when Jesus saw him, he knew that he'd been there a long time in that case, and said unto him, Would you like to be made whole? The impotent man said to him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. But while I am coming, another steps down before me. Jesus said unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk." So at some point in history, an angel came down and troubled that water, and someone was healed. And then the tradition went from there. And whenever people saw the water troubled, obviously there were people that would get down in there and get healed. Well, this guy was impotent. He couldn't move. He couldn't walk. And whenever he saw that water troubled, someone beat him to it. So the Lord Jesus told him, he healed him. And he said, "Take up your bed and walk." And then this happened. Verse 10 said, "The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, It is a Sabbath day. It is not lawful for you to carry your bed." He answered them, "He that made me whole, he that cured me, said to me, Take up your bed and walk." And they said unto him, "What man said unto you, Take up your bed and walk?" Well, he didn't know it was Jesus because Jesus had left. So later on that day, Jesus found him in the temple. And he said unto him, "You are made whole. You're completely healed. And then he said, go and sin no more. And then he followed it with this, lest something worse come upon you. In other words, he said, go and sin no more, but if you do, something even worse than that's liable to happen to you. And the man departed, and he ran straight to the Pharisees and told them it was Jesus that made him whole. So here this guy had this disease completely impotent. He couldn't move his legs, he couldn't do anything for 38 years. 38 years. Jesus heals him, warns him, and the guy, instead of worshiping the Lord for healing him, he runs straight to the Pharisees and rats Jesus out. What a turkey. I mean, seriously. So listen, this is what I want to tell you about this. In my lifetime, I have been delivered from many things. And several times, after being delivered, I fell back into those same things. The same repetitive sin after I got delivered. And whenever I did that, I always paid a very heavy price. People's sin will always cost you far more than you want to pay. Every single time. So take Jesus at his word. Whenever you've been healed, whenever you've been delivered, sin no more, lest something worse come upon me. Anyhow, I just want to give you something to think about. Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.